Let's start that again.
Apparently we were muted. Spot the professionals. Hello. Kendra Corman is going virtual. What it's like to have events when you can't have events.
And Chuck Vercellone's weekly economic newsletters tells us what we need to know and cuts out the crap.
And we have magic from Canada with Ottawa's favourite magician, Chris Pilsworth. Well, that was a good start, wasn't it?
That was a great start. This is Keith Fields.
This is Lady Sarah.
And thank you for joining us for
A cup of tea. And as you can hear, we have magic in the background. Our future leader dog, who up until recently has been being very good. So we thought we'd let him be in the show.
Yes. Okay. It's been a morning because we had a power cut. And so everything went off and it was great. And then we
thought we discovered that our neighbour down the road did have power, so we loaded all the computers and the lights and the sound system into the car. We were halfway down there when the power comes back on again.
So we get everything back in the car, bearing in mind that after this show, we're doing one in London, England, because of the time difference. So we get everything back in the car, drive back here, unload it all.
It's been a morning. So that explains our little cock up at the very beginning of the show.
And then this week, we had two wonderful TV spots with WXYZ. And we were advertising. Well, no, we weren't advertising.
Promoting.
We were discussing
and talking about
the Magic Soiree. And you're going to see a clip of that coming up right now.
Any second. So that's some of the fun and games that's going to be coming up on Saturday, live at Camp Ticonderoga.
And you can buy the tickets from themagicsoiree.com. But darling, who have we got on the show?
Right. Now, some people have actually asked me about the little pin I've got up here, which has 4 Fs on it. That actually stands for Fector's Finger Flicking Frolics, which is a invitation-only magic event. And
You have to be really good.
Yeah, but that's kind of what it means. But I like to go every year, and one of the reasons I like to go is to hang out with our guest today, who is Chris Pilsworth, Ottawa's, or should I say Ottawa's, as it is now pronounced in America, Ottawa's favourite magician. He's going to be brilliant. I can't wait.
I'm very excited. But where we come from, Chuck is a verb.
Not a name.
No.
Not a name.
Whereas our guest today...
And his surname is sounds like an Italian dish.
I don't know what to say to that.
Vercellone, yes. I'm sure I've had that for dinner.
Anyway, he's a member of the Troy Chamber Board.
That's easy for you to say.
And he's full of great information, and we're going to need all that and hear all about it later on.
But first, a lady we met in our professional capacity, because we used to do live shows. Do you remember those happy days?
Happy days.
Then the world changed, and so did she, and we're going to find out what's happened to all those events.
But let's have a look at her picture first, because there's a picture of her. Look how cute she is there. Look at that little dress. Oh, look, gorgeous hairstyles, her and her siblings.
Actually, the hairstyles remind us. We always sort of look at our guests on their LinkedIn profiles.
We do a bit of research, you know.
Her LinkedIn profile yesterday said, "I am very excited about tomorrow. I'm going to be on a cup of tea. I hope I have a good hair day." So let's find out, shall we?
Ladies and gentlemen, from H2H Consulting, Kendra Corman.
Hello.
Got the hair on. That marvelous. See, all that work wasn't wasted.
No, thank goodness. I brought the hot rollers to touch it up before.
That's what I need, darling. Hot roll.
Hot roll, yes. What I need is hair. So, you can mock all you like, but I'm not going to join in.
So Kendra, tell me, where are you?
I'm at my office in Troy.
And hence the beautiful background,
yes,
backdrop.
Looking very good, looking very good. You see, she's in marketing and consulting, so she's going to have a backdrop, isn't she?
Well, what did she send us?
Yeah. Oh, yes. She also said, this is what marketing.
This is impressive.
Look at this. We've got our very own H2H Consulting masks.
Look at that.
Very, very, very impressive. A very on the ball bit of marketing there.
Excellent.
We like that.
And did you have a power cut today?
No, we did not. But I'm going to be checking the house to see if it did.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how far afield it went, but we were panicking this morning. It's been
It's
been a day. It's been a day
already. Now tell us about Halloween. 2 weeks. Is it your favorite holiday? Do you love it?
It's one of my favorites. I personally prefer Christmas, but my husband, Halloween is his favorite by far.
Perfect. Keith,
can we get the names out?
Can we get the names out? I don't know. Can we get the names out?
Because I've got my name in front of me now.
Right. Okay.
I've got a bit I want to do.
He's going to do a bit.
There we go. You see, I have my Halloween mask already, but I've been working on this. Look at this. I can. This is the levitating skull.
Darling, are we doing this? Really?
Yeah. It's a levitating skull. It's brilliant.
No, darling. We want to talk to Kendra.
It's Halloween.
Darling, let's get rid of
No. Spoiled it now, haven't you, really?
Unbelievable. Kendra, back to you, darling. Are we going to say something in British?
I think we should.
Nightmare. Never work with children.
So, as everyone knows, I have the British cards here. All you have to do, Kendra, is say stop as I run my thumb down the side.
Stop.
Okay, perfect. So today's, we have a phrase.
A phrase?
Have a phrase, a traditional British phrase, which every British person who's tuned in will know. It is, how's your father?
He's good.
Yes.
I talked to him this morning.
But it has a specific meaning in the UK. If someone says, how's your father? Everyone in the UK knows immediately what we're referring to. What do you think we're referring to?
How's my dad?
No,
it can't be that.
No, it doesn't mean that at all.
We'll do a quick wave at my mother because she knows exactly what how's my father means. Let's move on.
We'll come back to it and see if you have any other ideas. So change is something that we all have to deal with in our lives. And in fact, companies do a lot of work with people because change is something which is difficult to deal with. And recently, as we all know, over the last 6 or 7 months, it's something which has been forced upon all of us. So how is the event industry coping? How is that affecting you?
So it's been pretty drastic. I mean, everything, of course, shut down at the beginning. And there was a little bit of a pause, and then people started reacting. And then there was a ton of content that you could do online. But as we've moved further along, people are a little bit done not being with other people. And so depending on people's pre-existing conditions and comfort levels, they're actually starting to go out more now. Right. So it's a balancing act. One of the big trends right now is hybrid events. So that's something that we're working on and that we've worked on 2 so far. They're a little bit more work than a strictly online or in-person event, but it's where you can give people a choice to be in person if they're comfortable or watch online like this.
Yeah.
That's very true, actually, because we have had to evolve incredibly quickly. We have. And we are in a place in the world where it's people who are flexible and creative are definitely going to make the most.
And they know how to use this technology. I mean, it's technology as well, and how to make it entertaining.
I think there's definitely a case that we are zoomed out. And I think so many people have gone and they've just taken meetings and just sort of said, well, we'll do the same thing online. And they haven't realized that this is a different medium and we have to explore different ways.
But there are some great events now online, aren't there?
Yeah, there's some really good events online. But one of the things to think about is that people are watching TV. So it has to be good TV.
Yes.
So even if it's a Zoom meeting where other people can participate, it's still TV.
Yeah.
In fact, that's something I was speaking to one of our clients just yesterday, and that was the comment that really sort of sold him, was that actually we're dealing with something new. We all have to become TV presenters if we want to be good Zoom presenters, and that's the way.
Do you think TV presenters have a dog by their hand? just licking their hand at the moment. I'm just going to go like this. I'm just dealing with a dog. Sorry, not very professional, I realise.
Yeah, well, it might happen. It might happen. So we've got, we're going to be working together on an event coming up fairly soon. The Dog Extravaganza. We've
done one little video with you, haven't we? And we're going to do some other things.
So give us an idea of sort of the kind of things that we've got in that event, which will give people an idea of maybe what they should be thinking about for their events.
Sure. So Friday, November 13th is the Magical Dog Extravaganza for the Humane Society of Macomb. And one of the big pieces that nonprofits are missing out on is ticket revenue. So what we've gone ahead of done is created 2 VIP sessions with Lady Sarah and Keith Fields that they'll be able to do magic and put on a show that'll be entertaining to the VIPs that want to attend. They'll get a gift bag, things like that. We're keeping it small and intimate so that people can see each other and interact, and there's not 4 screens of Zoom little pictures.
Yep.
And then the third, so that's 2 Zoom shows. And then we have the live component that's free to attend, really to get the word out and to encourage donations and participation in the online auction.
Yeah, which would be fantastic. And you've been working on some videos for that, haven't you? Magic for Dogs.
Yes, we are going to be launching a new series of videos, Magic for Dogs, where we perform for animals. They've been a lot of fun to do, and hopefully they will be a lot of fun to watch as well. But that is an example of how we have to get creative to make these events more interesting. And
folk need to learn new skills, don't they? We need to learn how to deal with this technology. And what have you found? Have you found your learning curve has grown? I mean, you must have.
Yes, so I'm becoming an expert in video editing, rough video editing, but I'm getting good at it. But yeah, it's been about that. And it's also been teaching people about camera placement. No offense, but I don't want to see your ceiling. I don't want to see up your nose. Again, depending on what equipment you're using, people need to learn to show themselves in the best light and frame themselves appropriately. With my wonderful backdrop, you can't see my printer that has a pile of paper and the 6 other piles of paper that are behind it. So setting the stage is really important. And I think, in the beginning, I didn't really do a lot of that, but as I've gone on, it's like, well, this is sort of a new way of doing things, and we're going to have to continue to do this for quite some time.
Yeah, and you know what, folks, like it or hate it, it's here to stay. So we really need to accept that and just get used to it and say, this is what we're going to have to do from now on. And I think the sooner we do that, the better.
And there's some great things out there. There are all sorts of people are going virtual and working really hard, particularly for the non-profits. That's a good one with the revenue from ticket sales.
So listen, thanks for all the work you're doing with the Dog Extravaganza. We're looking forward to being a part of that event when it comes up. But for now, if it's okay, we'd like to pop you back in the green room and bring you back in a little while to meet our magician of the day, Chris Pilsworth. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Kendra Corman from H2H Consulting. Yes. Wonderful lady. So we move on to our next guest. Chuck Vercellone from the Wealth Strategies Group.
Yes, but
Chuck is a financial advisor. Sorry.
There he is. Even he's looking bored. Isn't he a cutie? Do you think then he knew he was going to be a financial advisor?
I don't know. Maybe the next picture gave the game away. He's
Homecoming. That is definitely Homecoming.
No, I'm guessing 70s looking at that hair.
Do you think? With the moustache?
Yeah, it might be early 70s, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a very good friend of ours, Chuck Vercellone.
That was 75.
75.
You don't look,
smack in the middle.
You don't look a day over 60.
And was that a local picture? Are you a local lad?
Yes, Centerline High School. Grew up in Warren. Went to Centerline High School. Live in Sterling Heights now, and my office is here in Troy.
Good grief! The man hasn't gone too far.
That's true.
That's good. That's good.
I did live in Kalamazoo for a year. Does that count?
Yeah, Kalamazoo.
Oh, you've travelled.
Kalamazoo.
You've been out there, haven't
you?
All
the Brits are going, Kalamazoo. Where's Kalamazoo?
Going, is that a real place?
Yeah, I had a gal in Kalamazoo. Ba-doom-boom.
It sounds like one of those words one of those names that's featured in Hanna-Barbera cartoons. It doesn't sound like a real place, does it? Never did to us anyway.
Are you going off script?
Yeah, I am. It's
Okay.
the home of Kellogg's cornflakes, isn't it?
Halloween, Chuck. Take no notice of him. Tell us what you're doing for Halloween.
Oh, I'm the scary house on the street.
Oh, what?
I've got 2 fog machines, strobe lights. I have not had a successful Halloween unless some kids got to be dragged kicking and screaming up to the porch by their parents.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Perfect. Wonderful. I love that.
We should talk a bit later on, because I'm putting together some Halloween gags that people can use for the next week's show. So I'll give you a quick.
I do have one of those walking thing hands that walk all over the porch. That's the one that usually sets the kids off.
We know the guy who did the hand.
Yeah.
A guy called Chris Hart. We must get him on the show.
The thing we should get him. Yeah, Chris Hart. Yeah, absolutely. The thing.
All of them are just his hand.
Yeah, absolutely. The rest of him.
Well, we don't need any more than the hand.
No. Okay, so that's Halloween. What about say something?
Yes, say something in British. Today's British term is "How's your father?" Have you any idea on the meaning of that term?
The only thing I can compare that to is here in the States. Who's your daddy?
Interesting. Okay.
No,
not close enough.
But you said it well.
Yeah. Just use that phrase frequently, and we're not going to go into that right now.
Chuck, you're on the board of the Troy Chamber, and they're doing great things this week. What are they up to this week?
Well, we just actually had our board meeting today, kind of recap on where we are. And as far as chambers go, we're doing a little, better than a lot of them in the area. We're actually seeing a little bit of growth. We are obviously, like every chamber, losing some members due to COVID, but we haven't been as bad. In fact, actually this week we've got actually 3 new chamber members that jumped on board on Monday. So we've been doing everything that we can to provide benefit to the chamber members, from hooking people up with grants, the networking events that we have, the business development groups that we have. They've all been meeting virtually.
This week we've got Restaurant Week, haven't we?
This week is Troy Restaurant Week, so come visit your favorite Troy restaurant. There's a discount on. They've got some discounted menu items. We've actually spent a lot of time during this whole COVID season working very closely with the restaurants in helping them through the shutdown, because as you well know, a lot of restaurants we're either not operating or carry out only, and it was a struggle for a lot of them.
They've done some great things as well, and we had Fogo de Chao on, and they're part of Restaurant Week, and it's a great menu that they've got this week. Really good. But Troy Chamber has another thing on their website, don't they? That really is quite the special thing right now.
We just recently added, and this is a joint venture with Tryon. We have a jobs posting list, so any Troy Chamber member can post any openings that they have directly on the website. So people who are looking for work can go to the troychamber.com and click on the link there for job opportunities, and you'll see some job postings.
So important at this time. And they're doing great things for the community in that respect. Yeah,
it is. We all need to be reaching out and sharing and helping. I think this is still, there's still a lot going on, and we're a long way from being out of the woods at the moment. So we really need to support each other, and supporting local restaurants wherever you are is very important, because a lot of them are really struggling, and unfortunately,
But Chuck, you put out a newsletter, don't you? There's something else that you do that we're terribly excited about. Are we excited?
We loved your we're so excited. Financial advisors.
Financial advisors.
What we wanted to mention, one of the things you put out is your weekly economic newsletter, which, as we say, it seemed to cut to the chase and cut out the crap, which is what we liked about it. It told us the bits we need to know, because there's so much financial news out there, and we can't keep track of it. But what sort of stuff do you have in there? Give us a quick rundown of that, so we know.
Well, I do. Part of the newsletter is store bought, but I always write a section at the beginning where I just kind of summarize. Here's the key news that came out. Here's a lot of the good news, because you don't see a lot of good news a lot of times. So here's some of the positive economic news. This is what happened in the markets, and this is what we're expecting to keep an eye out for on the upcoming week. And then I also put in some personal information about other things that are going on, and then I finish it with an inspiration and an activity quote and this week in history. And I do find a lot of people just read my first page and may skip the rest of it. But as long as they're seeing me, I'm happy.
Yeah. But we learned something.
This week in history, we learned.
Yeah. Do you know how much? Can you remember how much per acre the USA paid for Alaska
In the 1800s?
Well, is it $2 an acre?
2 cents.
2 cents. Okay, I knew there was a 2.
So it's amazing what you can learn.
That is the interesting thing you can learn from the. Sorry, no, it's a great newsletter. We love it. We really do.
Listen, guys, if you are looking for a good source of the information that you need to know in finance, go to the website that has just disappeared. There it is, and sign up for the newsletter. We highly recommend it.
Yeah, click on the client center, and you'll see some links for the weekly economic update. I've got a monthly e-newsletter, and then I find other articles of interest on a number of different financial topics that are posted under the articles of interest tab. So check them out.
Fantastic.
And if you have questions, reach out and give me a call. I'm always happy to talk.
Absolutely. Oh boy, does he like to talk.
Yes, as you know. We've known Chuck for quite a few years, and he's always great fun to hang out with. So, what can we say? Chuck Vercellone, thank you very much for being here.
Perfect. Now, we'd love to bring Kendra back as we introduce our next guest.
Yeah.
He is a bit of a friend. There's Kendra.
Yes.
Kendra, we need to tell you. So this guy, what can we say about him?
He comes all the way from Ottawa.
He's got this thing about Ottawa.
It was on the news the other week. I got some big politician.
Are you going to give him the big build-up?
Yes. He is known as Ottawa's favourite magician, and we are about to learn why. So please welcome a very dear friend of mine, Chris Pilsworth.
Hey, how are ya? Good to see you.
How you doing, my friend?
Cheers. I got my tea.
Cup of tea. He's got a cup of tea. Yeah, we like that. We can do the cup of tea. We didn't do the cup of tea.
We didn't do the cup of tea. Yes.
Should we do the cup of tea again? We like that.
Yeah.
We got the cup of tea. We still got it. Because there are a lot of cups of tea.
It's tough to make these because the tea bag doesn't fit in the mug. I got
You're wonderful. You're absolutely wonderful. So, listen, Chris, we brought you here to show us some magic, which is one of the things you do so very well. Shall we throw it over to you and let you take it away?
Sounds good to me. Listen, Keith, when I was starting to do the Zoom shows, you kind of notice that on these meetings, sometimes there's a latency where the screen freezes.
Yeah.
Watch closely at the audience to see when their heads go like this. And I created a super cool trick. So what I got is I got a white rope, and then when their heads go like this, I know the screen is frozen. So I put the white rope down and I pick up a duplicate red rope. And when the screen unfreezes, I go, ta-da!
Is that cheating?
That's cheating.
It's not cheating. I'll show you, because the problem is that a bad magician can get away with that, but a good magician can't, especially if the latency gets short. And I'll show you what I do. I've been practicing so I can put it down fast and pull up the red one. I do it so quickly now.
What? That's what?
He didn't move.
Not bad. I think they like that one.
Yeah. You like that.
One thing I couldn't do today, but I recorded when I was practicing cutting a lady in half. Would you like to hear what it sounded like?
Yeah.
Here it is. Still working on that one. I'm still working on that one. And we had Thanksgiving in Canada just recently. I know the States it's a little bit later. But if we waited that long, then all the vegetables in the field would be like decomposed because it gets a little cold sooner here. And so anyway, I made a turkey dinner disappear, and this is what it sounded like.
How childish are we talking here?
Everyone needs a toy. I love
Totally fun. Hey, we got time for one more, right?
Yes.
Okay, super. So just a quick survey. Hands up if you've experienced deja vu. Just let's have a quick survey. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Hands down. Hands up if you don't know what deja vu is. That's probably a better question. Oh, okay. Deja vu is the feeling you get when you experience something for the very first time, but it feels as if it's happened to you before. Okay. So hands up if you've experienced deja vu. Okay, good. Okay, hands down. Oh, hands up if you don't know what deja vu is. Deja vu is the feeling you get when you experience something for the very first time, but it feels as if it's happened to you before. Now, if this has never happened to you, I've got an experiment to simulate the effects.
Oh, great.
With a newspaper.
Oh.
And for maximum impact, I'll get everyone to remember a picture from the paper. So some of you may want to remember a crossword. We'll get maybe a few of you can remember the weather.
Yeah.
Keith, would you remember something from paragraph 4?
Paragraph 4.
We'll get a few people to remember something from this page. And if you forgot what you remembered, that's what the front's for.
Oh,
Okay.
forget it.
Now, in exactly 60 seconds, we'll all experience deja vu. Deja vu, as most of you know, comes from the French language, and it means already seen.
See,
That
French
makes
Canadian.
very good sense because already seen, as all of you know, comes from the English language. It means deja vu. In a recent survey, 3 out of 4 people said they'd experienced deja vu. 3 out of 4. For the people who took the survey twice, 4 out of 4. We're fast approaching the 1 minute mark where we'll all experience deja vu. So let me just finish this first. So let's count those final few seconds together. Here we go, everyone. 55.
56.
57. 57. 58. 59. 60.
60. Wow.
What?
Oh. Is he still there?
Looks good on my side. Here, take a look at this. Some of you remember something from this week.
Yeah.
And we had the next group remember something from one of these pages. I had the next group remember something from one of these pages.
Paragraph 4, just checking. Yeah.
Is it good? Still good?
Yeah, still good.
Take a look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
And that is what I call deja vu.
Woo!
Now, tell me this. Did you like it better the second time?
Absolutely wonderful as always. Thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. I love you. I love you.
Forget it. Moving on.
Great audiences in Detroit and England. This was fantastic. They need to come to my next show.
Yeah, they should.
They should check out Chris on borntoamaze.com. He's doing virtual shows as well.
Yep.
If you need a virtual show from Canada, he's your man.
He's there.
Absolutely fabulous as always. But we have a couple more things we have to do with you, Chris. Firstly, say something in British. The term "how's your father"? Have you got any idea what the meaning of that is?
If you said, "How's your father?" would your mother be offended? That's my first question.
No, I don't think so.
Would father be a different way of saying a body part in British?
What? A body part?
Interesting. You know, we're actually getting nearer.
We're getting closer.
With,
Kendra was way out.
Yeah.
Chuck was getting closer. Keith, come on. Don't give it away. Tell them.
I don't actually know the polite way of actually saying
No,
this.
we've got a polite way.
Well, let's pop it up and see what people say.
Get your groove on.
Does that have a meaning for you people?
It's a bit cheeky, isn't it?
It's rumpy pumpy.
So it is a body part.
Yeah,
We're
off to have a bit
it's
of
body
house.
part when it's in action. Yes.
You'd say we're off to have a bit of how's your
We're
father.
going to have a bit of how's your father. Are you going to sneak off and go away for a weekend or something?
Anyway.
We thought we'd actually push the boat out with that one.
It was so naughty. It was so unnecessary.
Yeah, but Chuck was getting close, wasn't he? He was
in so
close.
many ways.
Yeah.
Oops.
I think that's our daughter.
That's our producer, yes, putting it up. Positive thought. Guys, we're coming to the end of an interesting week, certainly for us.
An interesting show.
An interesting show. Chris, tell us an interesting thought, a positive thought at this time.
Yeah, one thing I think is that you only need 3 things in life, and that is a good friends, a good family, and a good attitude. And with those 3 things, it doesn't matter what problem you encounter, you always have the wherewithal to solve your problems.
Yeah.
Thank
you for that.
Thank you.
That's very true. We need some good friends.
Yes.
Should we get some?
And a good attitude. Yeah.
We need so much.
Chuck, over to you. What's your positive thought for the day?
The 2 most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why.
Ooh. I'm still working on that one.
I think we all are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm still working out why. Yeah, okay. Kendra, come on, bring it home.
All right. So there's an African proverb that says to go fast, go alone. To go far, go together. And we're all in this together.
Nice.
Yeah, and we want to go far. That is nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, folks, once again, with those fabulous positive thoughts, we've come to another end of another cup of tea.
So a big thank you to the lovely Chris Pilsworth with his cup of tea.
To Chuck Vercellone.
And to the lovely Kendra Corman.
And from Lady Sarah and myself,
Cheerio!